What do you think we learned from this loss to the Rams?
Okay, this is important. My teacher would say, pay attention because this is Lowell, because this is important. I always say that every game is a new universe, and you learn something about the team you cover. We learned nothing about them from the Giants. That was wrong. But this one, as Iggy put it, was a statement game. It was going to be a statement game one way or another. The one statement, if they won, was these guys are serious. These guys, you have to take them seriously. They're really a good team. Well, that didn't happen. The other is you lose, but not only that, you get your ass kicked. Let's face it, they got their ass kicked. It's said that the 6-3 record that they had come in to the game with was soft and a bit of an illusion. And when they faced the powerhouse team, they could not compete. They could not compete. So what we learned that the Niners, one, are not an elite team in this league. And in spite of what Kittle says, they are not going to be an elite team the rest of this season. They're not. They're not a crummy team. They're a B or a B minus team. That's what we learned. That's who they are.
And from the way they talked after the game, the way they played the first quarter, how they fell behind so quickly, 21-0, it almost sounded like from coaches down, they kind of expected to lose the game. Like, look, we know they're good. We've lost Bosa. We lost Warner. On paper, we're just not as good as the Rams. We found a way to beat them earlier this year. Probably not going to do that twice. There's no shame in losing to the Rams once. We split with them. We're still 3-1 in the division. All that shit. That's kind of the vibe I guess I got from the team afterward. That's what Kyle said. We knew what we were walking into here, and we didn't want Brock to be out there for that. Okay, well, yeah, I get it. I mean, you gave the same message at the trade deadline when you did nothing. Look, I know we're 6-3, but we just don't think we're good. We don't. So we're not going to make a big move. Sorry. And so on Sunday, we're going to prove to you that we're not that good.
When you're 6-3 and the trade deadline comes, you make a move. You show your locker room that you're behind them. It's the Buster Posey crap that he did to Bob Melvin last season. You make a move. Iggy, could they have used an edge rusher? They were available. Or could they have used a run stopper? They couldn't stop the run, and they couldn't get to Stafford. Stafford looked like a guy at the beach with binoculars looking at the birds, drinking a beer. He was having a ball. He was never under duress. And these guys ran for 126 yards against them. Every time they got the ball, they were at the second level. You had linebackers having to get them and safeties. They could have used help. Again, there are so many things that they've done recently that disturb me. Them not making a move for whatever reason it was, and I don't need to know the reason. It was dereliction of duty, and it was a screw you to the team.
It was absolutely a screw you to the team. It was a screw you to Mac Jones. I mean, Mac Jones has the team playing well. Like, yeah, you lost 2 players on defense, and they're not coming back, but you have a quarterback who's playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league. You have a Hall of Fame tight end. You have a backup running back who's playing really well and could actually be a good starter for you if you give him some opportunities. You have Christian McCaffrey, who's a hell of a receiver. Like, you have all kind of stuff. You were going against the Rams, who might win the Super Bowl this year, and yet, despite starting the game sleepwalking down 21-0, you fought back and made it a 1-score game in the third quarter. Like, the Rams aren't that much better than you, but they are better than you because you didn't do anything at the freaking deadline. And again, I'm not saying one player makes you better than the Rams, but someone else might knock off the Rams. You're not that far away from the upper echelon of the league, but you're definitely not in it, and you never will be this year because you didn't do anything at the deadline.
And one player may not make you better than the Rams, but one player makes you better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and exactly. 2 players, an edge rusher and a run stopper, makes you better.
And here's the thing. Let's say George is right about the offense, that like Pearsall comes back and Brock comes back and they start scoring 30 points a game. They're still going to lose a lot of games because their defense isn't good. If they had gotten one player at the deadline, defense might be good enough, and with that supposedly vaunted offense, they could go on a run, but not with this defense.
No. Should we talk about the defense now?
Let's talk about the defense and what Robert Saleh did.
Okay, now I know that you really admire. Let's be clear. You like Robert and you really admire him, right?
Hmm.
But
I do very much.
you are critical of what he did yesterday. So why don't you lay it out for your listeners?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that Robert Saleh helped my career, and I have very fond feelings for him. But I also have to be unbiased, and I can't just criticize Kyle all the time and make excuses for Saleh. I think clearly the Niners defense has personnel issues after losing certain players to injury. But if you watch the game, there were schematic issues as well. Anytime the Rams went to that three tight end personnel grouping, the Niners were confused. It wasn't just that they couldn't stop the run or the pass from that stuff. They couldn't get lined up. You saw people in the wrong spots. You saw no one over the tight ends. You saw people like pointing to each other, trying to figure out who should go where. It's like they didn't prepare. It's like they didn't really practice it, rep it in practice. That's a problem. And then the results, like, gave up all those catches to tight ends. It can't happen. You couldn't stop the run at all. They had no answers for that. And Robert Saleh's job is to have the team prepared for that one. He didn't.
And Iggy, it's not like they were famous tight ends. Some of them,
No,
and I never heard of some of them.
no, it's not like they were, Saleh had good guys matched up on him and those tight ends just beat the Niners DBs. They were wide open. They were wide freaking open. And it seemed like what Saleh was doing. Now he could say, look, I have to play these guys because of injuries, but Luke Gifford, their third linebacker, he'd be in the game because the Rams had all these tight ends and you're afraid they're going to run the ball. And all of a sudden they pass and Luke Gifford's in like zone coverage and Stafford's just like, where's 57? Where's 57? I'm throwing to you every freaking time. Can you take him off the field? Is there no one else? He's awful. And it's like, you'll play Luke Gifford over your rookie third round pick, Nick Martin, because Nick Martin apparently is so bad he can't get on the field and like take the lumps. But then you have guys like Upton Stout at nickel who gets beaten every week, but you stick with him. I just don't understand why they're playing certain players on defense. That's a big problem.
Okay, and I'm going to say another thing. In defense of Gifford, he's trying.
Yes.
It's not his fault. He's not being used correctly.
He's a special teams guy. All of a sudden, the Niners decided that he's a starting linebacker. Why?
Yeah. So it's a coaching mistake or a coaching failure. This kid is doing the best he can.
Yes.
And he must wonder, why the hell am I out there too? It would have been better to put a safety instead of him, Iggy.
Yes. And it's like, okay, well, they have three tight ends on the field and we're afraid that they're going to push us around and run the ball. Better to let them do that than to let them throw 20-yard pass after 20-yard pass to wide open tight ends. You can't do that. So Get Gifford off the field, bring in another safety, and if they're going to push you around in the run game, then so be it. That's a better way to lose.
Right. Especially because you're more
take longer
stopping the run. Yeah.